Hello everyone, my name is Arcel. I'm so happy, so glad to be the author of the day. So I'm from India. Yeah, I'm not from India, I'm from Congo, okay? So we're gonna have an amazing Thursday with great presenter and great motivation. So the first presenter is a man, energetic man and kind man, Mr. Daniel Bagula. The second presenter, he have written the book of 10 lessons of life, usually used to motivate us, but today he's gonna give a huge topic, a good presentation, and his name is Mr.Joseph Ngala, the president of A.T.C. The last one but not the least, he's a co-founder of A.T.C. He's back in Congo. He's gonna give a motivation speech, and his name is Mr. Kevin. So stay tuned and enjoy the moment. See you later.
Hello ATC family, I hope you're all safe at home while watching this video. I want first to thank the ATC for giving me this opportunity to present a topic, as well as to congratulate them for making this possible, although we are locked down, but we can still have our meeting. Well, my name is Daniel Bagula Bahati. I'm from Congo DRC. I'm actually staying in Kinshasa, and I'm a former student of SSL College in Bangalore. And today I brought a new topic that I would like to discuss with you guys, and I believe that this is the right time I can discuss with you this topic. I can explain to you. And recently I've been chatting with many of my friends around the world, asking them how the lockdown situation was going on the side, and I got almost the same answer from all of them. They were telling me that it was very boring, just doing the same thing every day, chatting, sleeping, eating. Those who are working, they are working, but apart from that, they're doing the other things. So it's very boring. And I think they are not alone. Many people are facing the same situation. So I believe that we can all take this as an opportunity to learn something new and to do something productive for our self-improvement. That's the reason that I'm presenting to you this topic. My today's topic is habit. I think we all know what is habit. Habit is the fact of doing something regularly and often. As a human being, we have whole habits. We have something that we regularly do and often. There are some things which are bad that we like to stop, but we are not able, and there's something which are good that we like to learn, but we are still struggling. I think this moment of lockdown, where we have 24 hours for those who are not working, like me, and those who are working apart from working at home, but they still have time to learn something new. They still have free time, more free time than before. So, and in my today's topic, I will be explaining you how you can learn a new habit and how you can break a bad habit. First of all, how you can learn a new habit. Learning a new habit as well as breaking a whole habit is not easy, because you need to do something which was not there before in your life. So first of all, the first step, but it's all possible. It's all possible because there are people who learn many things and who stop doing their bad habits. I mean, their addiction, they stop. So everything is possible, but it requires hard work and effort. So if you want to learn a specific habit, the first thing you have to do is to focus in one. Of course, you may be having many habits that you would like to master, but first of all, start by one. After you master one habit, then you can move to the second one. So the first thing is to focus in one habit. And the second step, that was the first step. The second step now is to plan for obstacles. Many people are failing because they're not planning for obstacles. So obstacle will always be there. We need to plan for that. What are we going to do when obstacle will come? Obstacle will be such as those things which are going to prevent you from reaching out your goal, for changing your habit, for learning a new habit. So those obstacles. For example, if you want to lose weight to the gym, the obstacle will be like someday you'll be feeling tired, someday you'll be feeling like you don't want to go, like the pain, it's painful. So it will be like this. Same thing when you want to read books. you want to become a good reader. Whenever you start, you quit because you are not very motivated to do that. So what the obstacle which will be coming will be like, someday you will be feeling like you open the book, but you don't really want to read the books. So that will be the obstacle. So you need to plan then when it will come, what you're going to do. Once you plan, you'll have it will help you to overcome those obstacles. The third step is to do it for 21 days. Study conducted has shown that when you are doing something for 21 days, you will get used to that. Of course, it depends from one person to another. For many people, it takes only 21 days. But for some people, it takes 30 days. From some others, it takes 45 days. It depends from one person to another. But normally, it should take only 21 days of suffering, of pain, but then you get used to that specific things. So, and the fourth step here is to inform to people. Study conducted has shown that when you inform to people, when you tell to people that you are doing the specific things, you will be more likely to do it. Because whenever you'll be thinking about quitting, you'll think like, okay, if I quit today, what those people will be thinking, that I'm not capable of doing this and that. But when you don't inform to people and you stop, no one will know. Only you will know, but you will fail. So when you tell to people, you'll be more motivated to work, just to prove them that you are capable of doing that. And the fifth one is to keep in mind why you started in the first place. Whenever you start, whenever you want to learn something new, you have a reason that you want to learn it. So whenever before you want to quit, think why you start that in the first place. It will motivate you. So if I have to come back on the steps, the first thing I say to focus in one specific things. The second thing I say is to plan for obstacles. The third thing is to do it for 21 days. The fourth is to inform people. And the fifth one is to think why you started in the first place before you quit. Now, how you can stop or you can break a bad habit. We all have. There are some habits that we would like to stop or to break, but we are not able. So how are you going to do that? The first step, if you want to break a bad habit, is to analyze the reason or the cause. Why are you doing that specific habit? It may be an addiction. Why are you doing that? You need to identify why. For example, if you are chatting so much or you are watching TV so much, you need to know why you are doing that. For some people, it may be because they are stressed, because they have nothing, they are feeling bored. So you need to find something which can help you rather than watching TV, something which will be more productive. I'm not saying watching TV and chatting is bad, but I'm saying the addiction, the fact of doing that so much, it's an addiction which is not good. So the second step is to make some research about the consequences of that. So everything has consequences. When you know the consequences of that, things that you are doing, that addiction, that bad things, that bad behavior that you would like to change, it will more motivate you to stop that habit, that specific habit. And the third is to make a plan to avoid facing the same situation again. So to make a plan again here is this plan that you're making here is to help you to stop facing the same situation that you'll be, like, you know that, for example, you chat so much because you have the internet. So plan that someday you will be off, you will not activate. Someday you have the money, you have the connection, but you will just don't open the data. Someday it will help you slowly breaking that bad habit. And the fourth is to surround yourself with people who are going to help you. So when you are surrounding yourself with people who are sharing like the same thoughts, the behavior that you like to have, you'll get used to them and they will help you to forget your whole behavior. For example, if you used to drink so much, whenever you are surrounding yourself with the old people, you will all still drink, your old friend, you will still be a drunkard. But if you are surrounding yourself with people who don't drink, it will help you. It will motivate you to stop drinking again. Although it will not be easy, but it will help. That will help you, those people. So the fifth one is to keep in mind why you started in the first place. So as I say, whenever you want to stop or whenever you feel very tired that you can't do it, think why you started in the first place. So if I have to come back again about each step, the first thing is to identify the reason why or the cause of your addiction or that specific behavior. And the second thing is to make some research about the consequences. And the third thing is to avoid, to plan in such a way to avoid feeling the same situation than before. The fourth one is to surround yourself with people who are going to help you. The fifth one is to think why you started in the first place before you quit. And I will conclude by saying that no one is perfect, so we all want to improve our life. So, and I hope that, and I believe that this is actually the right time we can change or we can improve our life. So let's take this lockdown as an opportunity for each and everyone for self-improvement. Thank you for listening to me. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a privilege for me to be again in front of you to share about technology today. My name is Joseph Ngala, the president of ATC. So today I'm going to talk about a very great topic, an interesting topic, a topic that many people are talking about all over the world these days, since the COVID-19 started especially. That is the 5G. So the 5G. What is 5G? Because some people are just hearing about that but don't even know where it comes from, whether it's something new, whether it's something old, where is it coming from. So we have a very great worksheet today. So we're going to speak about what is 5G, the history of 5G, the benefit of 5G, the drawback of 5G, and at the end we are going to make a comparative study between the 4G and 5G. 4G, which is what was there before, which is there now, and 5G, which is now coming up and which is the future as well. So let's move on to what is the 5G. So 5G is nothing but the telephonic network standard, which is in the fifth generation now. So it is the fifth generation of telephonic standard. So I think probably you're wondering, fifth generation of telephonic standard, what do you mean? So I think that you're going to understand it properly when we're going to get into the second point, that in the same way when talking about the 5G now, it's probably the US, China, Korea, as well as Japan. These are the few countries that are really growing faster in the implementation of 5G and which is spreading all over the world. So let's understand about the history of 5G, so of the G's, if I can call it that way, so that we can really understand what is 5G and where is it coming from. So talking about the evolution of 5G, so because we have 5G, G means generation. So we've been having different generation before. So we had the first generation, second generation, third till the fifth generation, which is coming up now. And to make a difference between them, so that you understand where we're going from, where we're going to. So the first generation of network mobiles was a generation which gave us the possibility of making calls, phone calls. So we're able to make phone calls from one person to the other. So when we moved to the second generation gave us also the possibility of sending SMS. So no more calls only, but also SMS. That was a great thing. And when we got into the third generation gave us the possibility of going online, internet, using internet. You see that previously we were having phones without internet. Then at a certain point of time, we got these phones with internet. That was the third generation. And the internet especially started since the years like 1998 and all. And after the third generation, we jumped into the fourth generation, which is something that was already implemented around 2008. And there we were now using videos as well. You see, so we went from calls, simple calls, then SMS, then access to internet, and now having even video, live streaming stuff, and also with the wearable devices. And now we're jumping into the fifth generation, which is now going bigger beyond the mobile phones, and also we're getting into the IoT. When we're talking about IoT, we're seeing robot, we're seeing these doctors making surgery even from far. So you can even see it also with the self-driving cars. So these are some elements that is actually using the 5G, which is coming up. The next point that we're going to talk about now is the benefits. Why do we need a 5G? We already having a 4G that is working perfectly, so why do we need a 5G? So we're going to talk about some of the benefits of the 5G. So among them, we're going to speak about the speed, the latency, we're going to speak about the enhanced capacity, we're going to speak about the bandwidth as well as the coverage area. Okay, so let's start with the speed. There is an increase of speed when talking about the 5G, because we're coming from the 4G and now the 5G. And when we're talking about speed, we mean upload speed, download speed. And now the 5G is coming with an average of 10 Gbps, which is 10 giga per second speed, compared to the 4G that we were so far using. It means that it's like an increment of 100 times. So the 5G will be 100 times faster than the 4G that we are now using. So you can now understand how fast this is. You can now understand what is really the 5G. Going from this 4G where you were using a certain speed and you are really happy with that speed when you're watching your videos, uploading and downloading, and now this speed is going to be increased by 100. Well, yeah, that's true, and this is 5G. So moving on to the second point, I talk about latency. So what is latency? Latency is the time that your request the data request takes from the moment you send it to the moment that it gives you a response. These are somehow technical terms. Let me make it easier for you. Let's say that you're taking your phone and you want to call me. But the moment you put my number and you press call, it takes some time before you can hear the noise telling you that my phone is ringing on the other side, which shows you that when you send the request, so for you to call, this is the request that you're sending. It will first go to the data center and all, process it, call my phone, then give you the feedback to say that my phone is calling. And now all this time that it was taking with the 5G, we have a low latency, which means that this time is really decreased, which means when you send the request, you really have the answer in a real time. You don't need to have to waste a lot of time. And going to the next point, which is enhanced capacity. When talking about enhanced capacity, we see the economical way, because okay, yeah, now the 5G is there, it's fast, it's also having a low latency. So how can it be useful for my business? So when it comes to your business, now with this high speed, low latency, it will enhance the business in such a way that now in your business you are able to produce more than before. And some studies shows us that now the businesses that were using the 4G before, that are going to shift into the 5G, are going to produce 1,000 times more than before. Yeah, it looks crazy, but that's the truth. 1,000 times more than before. So if in my company I used to take 1 hour to produce a car with the use of my 4G, now while using the 5G, in the same 1 hour, I have the possibility of producing 1,000 cars. This is just an example to make you a bit understand how it is enhancing the productivity, especially in businesses. And now, and for sure, the 5G is going to upgrade in a very crazy way the economical situation of some countries and some areas. And the next one is the bandwidth. The bandwidth, I will make it again, easier for you to understand without technical terms. You are on a road where there is traffic. So there is traffic because there are a lot of cars, but the road is very short, is very short. So now you want cars to be moving without having traffic. So you need to be increasing the size of your road so that cars can be moving in an easy way. So now if the 5G is very fast with a low latency, but if the bandwidth is very small, which is like the road, it will still not be like useful. So now the 5G is also increasing the bandwidth so that the requests that are going left and right can be done in a very fast way. So the bandwidth also is really increased when using the 5G. And when coming to the availability and the coverage, we're saying that so we cannot just spread the 5G in 1 second like this everywhere. To make you understand that it's like this expert from a famous firm which say that by 2025 the 5G will be able only to cover the 2/3 of the Earth. So you understand we have 5 years ahead of us, but not the whole Earth will be covered with the 5G. So this is a process that is going on. You see this, it's really beautiful. It's like, how can this be? But it also has some drawback, and we don't need to neglect that. So one of the drawbacks is about the devices. So for example, all the companies that are using the 4G now and they want to shift on the 5G, one of the drawbacks that they're going to have is about changing the material and the devices that they are using. For example, you're using a phone at this present time, and that phone is a 4G phone, you see. And now if you want to enjoy the benefit of 5G, you will need to buy a new phone which is a 5G phone. So the second point in the drawback is about building an infrastructure, because when you want to move from the 4G to the 5G, you need to build, as a company, you need to build a specific infrastructure around your network, and that's also something which is going to cost you a lot, so you need to be spending much money on that. And the next one is about radiations. You know, there are some radiations that people are talking about, that the 5G is going to come with a lot of radiation that will be harmful for our health, and especially for children and old age people. And this is not yet proved because there is a lot of things said about that, but this is another drawback about this is about potential risk about the security of national data. The US government was talking about potential insecurity about that while using this high-level technology. There is a possibility of accessing the private data kept by the state. And to finish, there is also a possible technological war around the 5G, because as I told you, this 5G is actually announcing businesses. As I told you that it is going to multiply the business by 1,000. So with that, all the countries want to earn the markets, the 5G market, so that they will be the one installing infrastructures and all, and producing the software as well for that, so that they will gain the market and as well increase the economy. So this is an element that is actually bringing a possible war between companies, between countries, I mean, because there are some countries who want to earn the potential market about 5G. And to finish, we're going to finish with a small study, which is a comparative study between the 4G and the 5G. And the first element of our study is about the devices. So when you go to the 4G, you see that the 4G is used in devices like mobile phone, wearable devices, TVs. You've seen that we have some TVs that can access YouTube now and all. But when you go to the 5G, it's mostly going beyond that with IoT. So you see self-driving cars, you see the medical support, which is increased. A doctor can be in Korea but treating a patient in US in real time. That is really great. and with robot and all. So these are some of the devices or the element the machine using the 5G. And the next one is about the speed. So when talking about the speed, we first of all have the upload speed. So when talking about the upload speed, you see that the 4G was having a maximum of 1 Gbps upload speed, whereas the 5G is coming with 2.5 Gbps of maximum upload speed. So when talking about the speed, there is the maximum speed. So when using the 4G, you have a maximum download field of 1 Gbps, whereas the 5G is coming now with a maximum download speed of 2.5 Gbps. So you see, you can download the movie in a fraction of a second. And when we go to the upload speed, the 4G is having only 500 Mbps as a maximum upload speed, but the 5G is coming with 1.15. But the 5G is coming with 1.25 Gbps, which is a really great speed, and you can also upload in a very fast way your videos, and there is a possibility of finishing your data in a fraction of a second as well. And talking about latency, as I told you before, so the 4G was having 50 milliseconds of latency, so 50 milliseconds between a request and a response, whereas the 5G is amazingly coming with a latency of about 1 millisecond only. You realize that that is real-time processing. And the last one is mostly about the delivery channel. When coming to the 4G, while delivering, the 4G was not making a difference between a fixed device as well as a mobile device and making a delivery in the same way for everything. But now the 5G is actually taking care of all this, delivering in a specific way for each kind of devices. So to end up my topic today, I will say that I was reading, and as you can see that we have reached so far with the 5G, there is a possibility of having a 6G, 7G and all. And I even heard somewhere that China is already planning to be working on the 6G, whereas the 5G is not yet completely finished. So to end up my topic today, I want to tell you that 5G is something really fast, really useful, but still some dangerous in some ways. So we hope that things will be better as the 5G network is being spread all over the world. Thank you so much, and I wish you a very great evening. That was Joseph Ngala.
Hey A.T.C, hey English Club, hey Impact Makers. I hope you guys are doing great. Here I am today to share with you a message, okay? A message that I've prepared for you guys, a message that will help us grow in things that we are doing, okay? But before going deep into that message, I would like first of all to encourage you, especially for this moment of crisis that the world is undergoing, okay? You see, this thing of coronavirus has affected many of us in any kind of way, okay? I know you guys have made some plans for this month. I know you guys were expecting some stuff to happen, but cannot happen anymore because of this crisis, because of the coronavirus. Maybe you are locked down somewhere and you cannot go anywhere anymore because of the presence of this crisis. So what I would like to tell you is, first of all, just be thankful. Be thankful for the fact that you are not touched by this virus, and at least you have that opportunity to sit somewhere and to watch this video at this moment. And just make your mind strong and just put in your mind that this thing will pass anyway, okay? It will pass, it shall come to pass, and after that things will come back as normal. So don't stress yourself, and just don't overthink about this virus. Back to my message. I hope you guys can understand with me that life is made up of like 2 points. Point A to point B. Okay, and point A to point B, which are nothing but from our birth to our death. Okay, and you will see that in between, okay, in between point A to point B, you will see that as a human being, there are many stages and many processes that we have to go through. Okay, for example, you will see that when you are born, when you come in this world, you are born in a family. Okay, and that family try to give you the basis of education. And after receiving that basis of education, they may send you to school. Okay, they may send you to school. And after going to school, you may go to the college. And after the college, you may start your professional life. It depends. But the most important thing is to understand that in life, we have to go through a different set of stages, a different set of processes. And when you take a closer look to all those processes, when you take a closer look to all those stages, you will see that the next stage, the next level, always come up with new things, always require a different way of understanding and a different way of seeing things. Why is that? It's because the next stage always come up with new challenges, and you will see that most of the time things does not always happen as we expected. Okay, in your mind you may put that after this I have to do this and it needs to go this way, it needs to go this way, but that's not what always happens. You'll see that things happen differently in different situations for each one of us, and as you're going through those levels, you will see that the situation, the challenges that are happening are getting stronger. The situation and the challenges that are happening are getting harder. And it's when all those things are getting harder, or when all those things are getting even more difficult than the previous one, that's where most people start quitting. Okay, that's where most people start giving up on their goals. That's where most people even forget who they represent. That's where most people even forget what they stood for. They start being afraid and start like denying who they really are, just because things are getting harder, just because things are getting stronger. And all those people who are getting tired, all those people who are giving up, there is a reason why they behave like that. The only reason that people quit when things are getting harder, when they want to go to the next level, it's because they lack that ability to adapt to new situations. They lack the ability to adapt to new problems, and they lack the ability to adapt to new challenges. That is why they are giving up, because maybe they were thinking that the kind of problem that I had in the previous level will be the same problem that I will face when I go to the next level. That is not the case every time. Most of the time when you come across situations and problems that you have never come across before, and if you want to overcome all the situations, if you want to climb, to go to the next level, you want to go to the next level, you gotta understand that you must have that ability to adapt to new situations. Why? Because things does not always happen as you were thinking of it. Things does not always happen as you have been expecting them to happen. But if you say that you have to achieve your goal no matter what, you have to achieve your goal, you have to go to the next level no matter what, you need to get your mind ready. You need to set your mind ready in the right path to understand that the level that I'm going to right now are not going to be identical to the previous one. I'm going to face new adversities. I'm going to face new challenges. Will I be ready to adapt to all those situations? Will I be ready to adapt to all those problems? When you go from your college life to your professional life, in your professional life, that's a new game. That's a set of challenges. That's a set of adversities that you are going to face. But will you be ready, or will you be strong enough to overcome all those situations? If you want to be ready, if you want to overcome all the situations, the most important thing that you need to keep in your mind is to learn how to adapt to all those situations. When you go from your bachelor life to your married life, that's another kind of life. That's a new game. that's a new challenge. If you want to be successful in that, you gotta understand that I'm going to face adversities. I'm going to face challenges that you cannot even measure right now because you are not in there. But just get your mind ready to understand that I'm going to face this kind of challenges. I'm going to face this kind of adversities. And I must be ready and strong enough as an impact maker, as a warrior, to subdue and to adapt in all those adversities, in all those situations. And as conqueror, as impact maker, we gotta understand that we gotta learn how to turn every situation that's happening in our life for our own good. Because some kind of problem that you are going to face will require you to adapt enough so that all those challenges and all those situations become an advantage for you. Become an advantage for you. You gotta learn how to turn all those situations, all those adversities for your own good. Just when it's cold outside, you want to sleep under a blanket. And when it's hot outside, you want to switch on your AC or to sit near a fan. Why? Because your body wants to regulate its internal temperature to adapt with the conditions which are outside. In the same way as human beings, we gotta learn in every situation, in every problem, in every adversity, we gotta learn how we can adapt to all those adversities and all those situations. Because things that are happening, things that are waiting for you, the things that are coming are not going to be as you always expect them to be. That's why if from now on you learn how to adapt, if from now on you learn how to set your mind ready to adapt to new situations, to adapt to new adversities, you will see that every moment that you need to go to the next level, it will always be a game for you. It will always be easier for you to go to the next level. Why? Because you already set your mindset ready to adapt to all adversities. And always remember that when darkness is all around you and you still find your way out, that's the sign of victory. The word to the ones is enough. Thank you very much.
Oh, yo, how was it? You feel it, right? So we have got an amazing Thursday. I hope you enjoy it and you like it. And don't forget to subscribe, okay? So, hope to see you next Thursday. Stay at home and stay safe. See you.